the simplest question, right? What is Bitcoin?
This is a very good question, and a Bitcoin is something that can be described with more than 100 different definitions. And a lot of people debate what they are. But to me personally, Bitcoin, first and foremost, is a new form of money. And it's a new form of thinking about money, storing money, transferring money, and just dealing, organizing, and understanding money, and sort of all kinds of sort of second order financial effects that come out of that.
Absolutely. So let's walk through some of the core components of Bitcoin, right? It's obviously it's built on a blockchain, and then it is divisible, it's fungible, it's all these things. What are the important components to you?
So blockchain is definitely one of the components. A lot of people think that that's the core one, but really that's one out of 4 or 5 core moving pieces. I don't want to give the term blockchain too much legitimacy right now because it's really been over abused, I would say, and up to this point it has become little other than a marketing term at this point. I mean, I'm not as fascinated with blockchain as I am fascinated with the Bitcoin blockchain, but as I've said, there are many moving parts. Another is sort of the proof of work function of Bitcoin. And how the timestamping and the security come into play in this regard. Bitcoin's governance in particular is very, very unique and very, very complex and sort of hard to understand, hard to explain. But I just want to underline the fact that it's not just a currency on a blockchain. It's really sort of very, very interdisciplinary and multi-variable phenomena where a lot of different things come into play, and blockchain is merely one out of several.
Absolutely. So let's go into proof of work, right? How does that work, right? And why is it important?
Proof of work is very important because it is the first workable, in my opinion, solution to the double spending problem at scale. As we know, a lot of different alternative currencies and alternative money forms were created in the 90s, in the early zeros. Unfortunately, though, they didn't work quite well because most of them were centralized, more often than not, of course. And when something is centralized, it is very easy to shut down. A privilege of creating and controlling your own money, let alone a monopoly on it, is something that gives sort of the controllers of that system a tremendous amount of power, arguably more than anything else in the world. With Bitcoin, proof of work, once again, coupled with several other things, allows the system to be secure and decentralized at scale, as well as allows us to timestamp transactions on the ledger in a sort of decentralized, trustless, or rather trust minimized manner, which allows Bitcoin for the first time to be an alternative monetary system and an alternative currency, which is several orders of magnitude much harder to shut down, to censor, to stop, and to manipulate than any other project of a similar variety that has ever arrived